Welcome back to SportsLine, everybody. Great to have you with us on this Wednesday evening. Again, happy Veterans Day. Wishing all the veterans out there a great day. And thank you again for all that you do to protect our country and to preserve our freedoms. Again, we're allowing people to call in to say what Veterans Day means to them, or if there's a special veteran out there they'd like to give thanks to, you can do so at 615-737-7767. You can also talk about the Titans, talk about UT football. They've got homecoming against the 1-8 North Texas Mean Green Saturday up in Knoxville, so as they take a break from SEC play. Vanderbilt hosting Kentucky this weekend, so college football things heating up. Of course, the latest playoff poll came out. So we've got Clemson, we've got Alabama, we've got Ohio State, and Notre Dame. Personally, I think Notre Dame is a fraud. They should not be in that group of four, and I think they will get exposed between now and the end of the season. But everybody knows, a lot of people think anyway, that Notre Dame is good for ratings, and they had a good season. But I am not sold on Notre Dame whatsoever. I don't think they could hold a candle to any of the other three teams in the college football playoff right now. So I don't think Notre Dame will be there in a few weeks when the final four comes out, but we shall see. All right, let's go back to what we're talking about with the Tennessee Titans. And again, an emotional week for Mike Mularkey last week. Last Tuesday, he was cutting up film, getting ready to install the run game package versus the New Orleans Saints. Gets a knock on his door and says, "We'd like you to be the interim head coach because we're firing Ken Whisenhunt." He becomes the interim head coach and leads the Titans to an overtime win in New Orleans over the Saints. This week he gets ready to take on the Carolina Panthers. Of course, the Panthers come in 8-0, and the Titans have not won at home in a long time, over a year. Here now, the interim head coach of your Tennessee Titans, Mike Mularkey.
The team been like this week, where they came off a win and pretty uplifting kind of Sunday?
Well, they had a Monday off, so I'm sure the mood was pretty good on Monday. We gave them Monday off for the victory, and but the good sign was we had 50-plus players in the last 2 days, still to get a lift, still to get treatment, still to get some type of conditioning in without asking them to be here. They did that on their own, so that kind of shows you the sign of a team that's into it right now.
The third quarterback may be a luxury in your eyes, especially with the determination to keep your top guys upright.
Well, talking about the decision today really that was based on where we are with our roster and some of the injuries that have taken place. We had to find a move. We had a deadline today to get David Cobb up, and we just felt like that was the best situation for us. It would take two to have Charlie have to play, and he'd be inactive this week anyhow. So we really looked through the whole roster to see what the best situation today was, and that was with Charlie.
Who's your third quarterback now if the first two should kind of...
We have a Harry Douglas or a Kendall Wright plan that in case of an emergency, which we've had because we've only had two quarterbacks up anyhow. So if something happened, we practice it. We did it again this Saturday. We had a period just for Harry to be the quarterback.
How's his arm?
It's good enough.
Do you think you'll have Kendall this weekend?
I don't know for sure. He did a little bit today, but not much. I'll know more as the week goes on. But, I was hoping to get a little more out of him today, but did not.
What's the update on the quarterback?
He's getting a second opinion today, so I'll know more for you tomorrow on that.
Now that you've had a chance to kind of step back after the emotion on Sunday, does it feel even better what these guys were able to do?
Yeah, it does, but I have, like I've told them, we went through the game this morning, didn't want to bypass, we're giving them a day off. Usually you watch the game film. There's no better tape to watch than game film. I mean, we can't teach better than off a game film. So we watched some tape this morning, and I told those guys, now we got to put that thing by us, including myself, and we got to get ready for the Carolina Panthers. This is a good football team coming in here. So I think they did that. I expressed that there's things we obviously want to carry over from the win, and things we don't, that we did poorly. But that one's gone by, and I think this whole team's moving on based on the way they practiced today.
What's kind of the plan for David Cobb this week as you guys do activate him? How do you want to bring him along, and what do you see in terms of game?
I will know that. Again, he got more reps today than he's had since he's been here in protections and in the run game. So I'm not going to make a judgment on whose role will be affected, if anybody, until I see more of him throughout the entire week.
What does he need to do maybe to earn carries right early?
Well, not just the carries, but the protections. If he's going to be in there, he's got to be able to do both. And I got to see that we all trust him, that he's up to par with where we need him to be. There's no room for any error when it comes to protections. And so he had a good start today. Got a lot of reps at it, and we'll just keep going and see where he's at.
Is the weight? I know that there's a little bit of concern about his weight. Has he got that under?
Yes, there was a number of them that had a weight concern last week on Friday, and they're all under as they were supposed to be.
How's Andrews been from a protection standpoint?
He's solid.
Yeah.
He's very solid. He's very smart. He's very physical. He'll take on anybody, and he'll have a load this week with these guys that are playing for them. But he's a good protector.
You had a couple plays.
AFC South is pretty wide open to begin with, but with the news of Luck, how much more the possibilities increase for you all to kind of rally here and get something special going?
Well, Hasselbeck has 2 of the wins, so they're thinking the same thing, that we're okay because we've won games with and he's won a lot of games in his career, but there's nothing we can do with how and what happens anywhere else. All we can kind of control is what goes on here, and that's what we're going to do.
A year ago, the Panthers were 3-4-1 and managed to get on a run in a struggling division and win their division. Do you mention that at all as an example this week?
I haven't, but I think I may use that now, if you don't mind. No, I haven't brought that up. This is an 8-0 team coming in here, and I basically said, you may have heard this before, but this is a tough physical team that doesn't beat itself, and they're undefeated because of it. They're very sound. They don't turn the ball over. There's not a lot of mistakes, and they're physical. And they're 8-0. So there's a lot to be said about what they're doing and the success they've had.
You named the players, Luke Keatley, in terms of trying to deal with him.
We'd be the first. He's all over the place. He's very good in really in everything he does. He's so smart. It's obvious. He studies films. He has a good key on what's going to happen a lot of times before it happens. And then he can do it all. He can blitz. He's an effective blitzer. He's a very good cover guy, but he is rarely blocked and stays blocked, and that's what we got to do. And not just him. We got to stay on all these guys, but he rarely stays blocked.
What concerns, I guess, the most about Cam is his arm, or maybe his ability to extend plays, just tuck it and run.
He's proven that he can do it all. And I think he has that confidence about him right now. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and Mike Shula does a good job there. They really do. They play to these guys' abilities, and Cam obviously being one of them. He's not afraid to run it. He's a big physical back when he's got it, and they're not afraid to give it to him.
Were you concerned about shotgun snaps at all? How do you think Gallup to Marcus work, and does that need to get better?
It needs to get better. We had a couple that obviously one roll back in a critical place. We've had a couple of those out here. We are working on it, but I'm not going to go overboard with it. He needs to clean it up, and we're working on it.
From the outside looking in, how much is Cam, you think, grown as a leader and really become the face of that organization?
I really can't tell. All I can see is what's on tape, and guys are playing hard for him. They're where they're supposed to be. One thing you can see is an O-line that's doing everything they can to protect him. They got to find one last little shove to get by him, and to me, that speaks volumes. That you got guys that are going to lay out for you. He's earned their respect, and it'd be hard not to the way he's playing.
When they go design runs with him, how much of a numbers problem is that for you defensively?
Well, it balances the playing surface. You can never have one more when the quarterback runs the ball. There is no 8-man box. There can't be, okay? You've just eliminated the extra defender. So they have the ability to block everybody we have with him. We cannot fit everybody up there without being in a zero all-out blitz to stop him. So they have hats on hats now when he's running the football.
So it puts a lot of pressure on your front.
Yes, it does. It does. But again, a lot of the runs that they run are the same runs that they're handing it to the backs, except there's a lot of window dressing. There's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of look over here, why we do things over here, which I think is good. I mean, it's very deceptive, and I think they do a good job with it. But a lot of the things are design runs, just like a backwood, and if we're in the gaps we're supposed to be in, then we'll be okay.
I feel like Bill has kind of settled into maybe his more natural position at right tackle. Can you tell, was he pretty loose there on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm sure there were things, he was off the ball too much. He got warned early in the game. There were things that I thought he could improve on in the game, but certainly did a good job for the switch in the middle of the week and going in there in a tough environment. You can't hear out there. I thought he did a good job. I think he'll be better because of that last game.
Do you use the fact that Carolina's undefeated as a motivation at this point? Obviously, it's different being 8-0 than 2-0, for example. Do you use that? Do you talk to the guys about that specifically, being the first to knock them off or anything?
No, we talk about what the team that's coming in here, the players that are coming in. I'm sure they have confidence. They deserve it, but. No, this is another game. We have a chance if we play like we're capable of, like we played last week. We have a chance, and that's all you want every Sunday is a chance. And I think our guys understand that if they play that way, we have a chance to win on Sundays.
What would it mean to get a victory at home, given that it's been quite a while since you guys have had one?
Well, I'm kind of anxious to see if it happens, if it can be better in the locker room than it was this last one. That was pretty special. We'd like to find out. Certainly like to find out about it.
Titans interim head coach Mike Mularkey meeting with the media after practice over at St. Thomas Sports Park as the Titans get ready to take on the 8-0 Carolina Panthers here in Nashville over at Nissan Stadium on Sunday. We'll come back and hear from the AFC Offensive Player of the Week, Marcus Mariota. Your quarterback, Titans fans. He's up next, and your phone calls. Stay with us.